Hi guys, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at some Pacific 88 paints that were kindly sent to me by W. Artell Miniatures. If you check the description box down below, you'll find a direct link to their web store and you can check out some of their awesome miniatures that they sell and obviously the paints that they supply also. Okay, so first of all I've got two sets. I've got a standard set here with white, black, red, yellow, green, blue and violet. And here we've got a non-metallic set with white, pastel blue, bright blue, violet, light brown and black. I'm going to take the paints out of the packaging and we're going to see how the consistency of the paints on a palette, and we're going to do a little test on the miniature to see how they perform and see what the consistency goes down like on the miniature. So we'll be back in a moment and we'll do that. Here you can see that we have the 6 colours from the non-metallic metal set, and we can see we have 2 blues, a brown, a white, a violet and a black. I'm just going to put a little paint onto the palette and we're going to check the consistency of the paint. As you can hear guys, there's an agitator in the bottle which helps thoroughly mix the paint in the bottle. So I'm just going to put a little of the paint onto the palette like so. I'm going to thin it with some water to see how it thins. And I'm just going to paint a little onto the miniature like so. Well, when you water it down guys, you can see that it's not going to give a solid one coat coverage, but if I just place down the paint on the miniature undiluted, you can see it's pretty much one coat coverage there guys. And it's quite a smooth paint, to be honest. It has a funny consistency that, if I can just show you on the palette, it almost seems a bit gloopy, but it paints really smooth on the actual miniature itself, as you can see here. This is undiluted. And here we can see that it's a little diluted here, but it's still a nice coverage. I'll try another colour. I've placed some of the brown down on the palette here guys. And this is placing it down diluted. And we'll paint his hand undiluted. It's a really nice smooth paint. The violet looks like a really nice colour, so we'll try that. So this is the purple diluted a little. And that gives brilliant coverage. It's a really nice colour. I do like that violet. And this is undiluted and we'll paint his hand. That's very, very good coverage. We'll test the white over some of the paint that we just applied, probably the blue. I think it's dry. White is a notoriously difficult colour to paint with. We'll see what the coverage like of this white is. That's really nice. This is undiluted. And diluted. Here we've got a basic colour set from this box set, and we can see we have a purple, blue, red, yellow, white, green and black. And we're just going to try the yellow first of all. I'm going to give it a good shake and then we're going to test it on the palette. As you can see, I've placed it on the palette there, and it's a nice consistency on the palette. Now yellow again is a notoriously difficult paint to work with because pigmentation generally is not that good, but we'll try it on this miniature and we'll see what it coats like. Just as expected guys, undiluted. This is quite thin paint, but we're going to need at least 2 thin coats to get a nice even smooth coverage. I've placed some green on the palette. And as you can see, the green gives much better coverage than the yellow, which is to be expected, as yellow generally is a very difficult colour to work with. I'm going to paint the rim in black. Again, the paint is quite thin, straight out of the bottle. And an interesting thing to note about these paints is they dry pretty matte, as I'll show you on the miniature that I painted a minute ago. Fantastic coverage from the black there. And if I can just show you the miniature that I painted earlier, it's fairly dry, and as you can see, it's dried to a nice matte finish, all the areas that are completely dry, which is what you want from miniature paint. You don't want high satin or glossy finishing paints. My particular favourite is probably the brown and the violet that painted really well. So really nice results from these paints. So to just recap, the bottles come with agitators in them, as you can hear, which is a fantastic addition to any paint range, as it enables you to thoroughly mix the paints. The paints are pretty thin on the palette, as you can see as I move them around the palette. They thin without breaking up on the palette, as you can see. And the prices for these paints are very reasonable indeed. Like I say, I'll put a link in the description box to W Artel's web store, and you can check out the prices for your particular country there. Yeah, let me know what you think of the paints. Have you used Pacific 88 paints before? Let me know in the description box, in the comments field down below. And thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.